Yep, it's true. ICE is recruiting ex-IDF soldiers out of Tel Aviv. There's the information. I got it directly from the government website. This is not a screenshot from a social media post. So it is true. It is true. We have Israelis telling us how we should live. That bothers me, and it should bother you as well. Oh, also, side note, Israel was nice enough to give the Department of Homeland Security software they can use to spy on us. So they can literally see everything that we say and do. They can literally see everything we do. They hear everything we say. That's where we're at. America first, my fucking left nut.
They fucked up, okay? Go watch my other videos. Doesn't matter if you're not here and you're not caught up. You've missed the fucking fight. But if you are, it's time to suit up. Boots on the ground. Nicollet and fucking 26th. My house is 4 blocks away. Anywhere between Franklin and Nicollet and 26th and Nicollet. Show up, ready to go. Okay? Not talking about peaceful protests anymore. We're not talking about having polite conversations anymore. I am talking specifically to my fucking followers. This is everything I have fucking talked about, and this is exactly what I said was gonna happen. This is exactly what I said was gonna fucking come when we didn't fucking go and march on fucking Whipple with guns. Sorry, but welcome to America 2026, where Second Amendment is the only thing that's gonna keep you fucking protected from literal fucking Nazi gunmen that are killing innocent people in the street with impunity. This is not a fucking joke.
Join ICE, boy ain't it nice. Join ICE, take my advice. If you're lacking control and authority, come with me and hunt down minorities. Join ICE. Well, I failed the academy, the cops weren't having me, the army didn't sound that fun, so I found me a pair of military operation that was keen to hand me a gun. I got picked on in school, I never felt that cool, there's a hole in my soul that just rages. All the ladies turned me down and I felt like a clown, but will you
Hey, Shalom, it's your brother Yonathan, alright? First and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. I want to say shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters pursuing this truth and sincerity. All right, may the blessing of election be upon your house. This part of our ministry, us putting up videos, you being able to be edified and comforted, us going out on highways and byways teaching, it has an expiration date. It's not forever. All right, there's phases to the Lord's plan. And what 2/3 of our people don't get about the Lord's plan is that there's going to come a point in time where the doorway to protection is going to be closed. The same way in Noah's time, the doors to the ark was closed. And because, like in Proverbs 1, they set at naught the Lord's counsel, they're going to be left out to dry when the calamity hits, when the heat gets turned up on this place. So today we're going to bring out some precepts just to prove that this portion of the ministry has an expiration date and that you should make no tarrying return to the Lord.
All right, so let's key in on the expiration date here. Let's first go to Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter, and get the mandate that was given to us. So Ezekiel 3, I believe around verse 17. All right. It says, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me. So this has been our job, to warn the people. That's why we go into the things like the chip so much. We went into Jacob's trouble. We went into the chaos and the sedition that would ensue. And now you see it playing out. Okay? And it's all leading up to a different phase of the ministry. Verse 18, when I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way. And you had a lot of groups that, all right, knew this truth, knew that the MOTB, what it was, and they still refusing to this day to acknowledge it openly and clearly. So again, this is another strike against them. They're going to have blood on their hands. All right. Nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life. The same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thine hand. Yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul. So whether people hear or forbear makes us know. Never mind. Okay, we're doing what the Lord told us to do because we love the Lord, so we're obedient and we respect him. All right? But at the end of the day, if somebody doesn't get it, we did our job. It's of none effect unto us. And we know it was already written that some people wouldn't get this thing. They just wouldn't get it. Regardless of how articulate we put things, it wasn't for them to get. Let's go to Ezekiel 33. We'll double down on this point. Ezekiel 33. Yeah, in verse 2 here, it says, Son of man, speak to the children of thy people, and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon the land, in other words, bringing the sword upon Babylon the Great, all right, which is America. If the people of that land take a man of their coast and set him for their watchman, the Lord has set the prophets up for the watchmen, but the people aren't listening to the sound, the trumpet that's being blown to warn them that they're under attack. Verse 3, if when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet and warn the people, then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet and taketh not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head. He heard the sound of the trumpet and took not warning, his blood shall be upon him. But he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul. But if the watchman see the sword come and blow not the trumpet, the people be not warned. If the sword come and take any person from among them, he is taken in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at the watchman's hand. All right. So the trumpet sound must be clear. Who's teaching the truth correctly and directly? It has to be Great Millstone and those who teach the likewise doctrine. All right. So the trumpet has to be blown clearly. The prophets are going to be crying aloud. They're not going to be sparing anybody or their feelings or trying to make this truth palatable to the world. It's not going to be. This ancient way isn't going to be palatable. This ancient righteous way isn't going to be palatable to a modern wicked world. So that's why we're instructed in Isaiah 58:1 to spare not. All right, so now we're going to go back to Ezekiel 3 and jump down. Jump down around verse 26. Okay, because there's going to come a time where the prophets are silenced, and it's going to be by divine decree. Okay, this is Ezekiel 3:26. It says, and I will make thy tongue cleave unto the roof of thy mouth, that thou shalt be dumb. And I'm going to read this in the NLT. I wonder how it reads. All right, Ezekiel 3:26 on the right here in the NLT. And I will make your tongue stick to the roof of your mouth, so that you will be speechless and unable to rebuke them. For they are rebels, meaning the Lord is stopping the prophets' mouths because he wants judgment to befall the people that have made that covenant with death. They've cleaved unto the way of the world and not the way of righteousness. Verse 27, but when I give you a message, I will loosen your tongue and let you speak. Then you will say to them, this is what the sovereign Lord says. Those who choose to listen will listen, but those who refuse will refuse, for they are rebels. It sounds just like it talks about in, I believe, Jeremiah, such as to death, unto the sword, unto the sword. All right. I'm paraphrasing. Might get that. All right. But let's keep a move on here. So a famine of the word is going to go out. And let's go to Amos 8 and 11. I had a bunch of precepts in mind just Trying to remember my train of thought. I feel like I'm missing one. But let's keep going. Amos 8 and 11. The time is surely coming. Oh, that's in the NLT, sorry. Here on the left, in the KJV. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will send a famine in the land. Not a famine of bread, nor of thirst for water. Those are going to be happening too, though. But here it's just letting you know that there's also going to be a famine of the word. But a famine of food and water and resources, those things are going to be happening too. Not a famine of bread, nor of thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. Having that divine direction is going to be gone. It's available now, but it's going to be gone soon come. All right, verse 12. And they shall wander from sea to sea. People are going to be looking for this truth, but it's going to be gone because, again, it has an expiration date. And from the north even to the east, they shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord and shall not find it. So just like it says in John, the 9th chapter, in the 4th verse, the night cometh when no man can work. Okay? There's going to be decrees to come after men who believe what we believe, push what we push, and teach what we teach. And in the midst of all of that, a standard's going to be lifted up, and the fishers are going to be turned into hunters. Let's go to Jeremiah 16. And 16, all right? Jeremiah 16 and 16, it reads, Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord. All right? Fishers are out now. We're throwing it out there. Hey, this is the way. Walk ye in it. This is how you receive salvation. This is how you're going to be protected with all these evils unfolding in the earth. This is how you are hid in the day of the Lord's anger. This is how. The fishers. Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them. And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them for every mountain, from every mountain, all right, because you're going to have these elites. They're going to be digging into the earth, having bunkers. But, this also can represent different governments. Mountains in the scriptures often the time, just like in the Micah, the 4th chapter, can be a reference to different nations and governments. And they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks. All right? Let me see here. I want to go to, it's Matthew, the 4th chapter. And let me see here. I got to figure out where it's at. What I'm looking for. Matthew 4 and let me see. Matthew 4 and 19. Just to back up what we just read. And he saith unto them, written in red, Yahushua said, Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men. So there's a sequence of events that always takes place. Okay? You're going to have fishers. The prophets are going to be out there casting out that righteous bait. But then, there's an expiration date for that time, for that sequence within the Lord's movie. Okay? And in our time, the fisher's time is almost up to fish. Okay? Let's go to Lamentations, the 4th chapter. And I believe around 18 here. Yeah. Lamentations 4 and 18. It says, They hunt our steps, that we cannot go in our streets. And right now, this was a different captivity, but that which is then is now, as the scriptures say. And in our time, this devil is calculating how he's going to get at us. They hunt our steps, that we cannot go in our streets. Our end is near. Our days are fulfilled, for our end is come. Our persecutors are swifter than eagles, and we know what nation of people is always referenced to as the eagle in the scriptures. As the eagles of heaven, they pursued us upon the mountains. They laid wait for us in the wilderness. This devil's going to be getting at the believers, those that fear the Lord. Regardless if they're in the cities, in the countryside, wherever you are, this devil's going to be trying to eradicate those who stand for what we stand for. He going to be getting at Jake in general, but he specifically wants to get at the believers. He doesn't plan on people bringing the concept of God into his NWO. Especially not the true God. Let's go to Micah, the 7th chapter. Micah 7. Yeah, because there's spirits that are amongst us. There's 2/3 of our people who they're going to be in cahoots with this devil to get at those who fear the Lord as well. So we're going to be attacked on every side, but the Lord's always going to make a way to escape. It's Micah 7:2. We're going to read it in the NLT here on the right. The godly people have all disappeared. That includes the prophets. There's going to come a time where you're going to be hard pressed to run across the men of the Lord. The godly people have all disappeared. Not one honest person is left on the earth. That's what it's going to seem like. They are all murderers, setting traps even for their own brothers. This the spirit. This the venomous, the hateful spirit that's about to overtake the people on the earth. Right? Jacob's trouble is getting ready to play out. Let's go to Jeremiah 7, Jeremiah 30 and 7. And I hit some of these precepts because I know that there's always going to be people that are new who may not know these references that we make. So the scriptures talk about a time, especially for the Lord's people, but it's going to affect everybody on the earth, where they're going to be under a great attack. And this time that's going to play out is going to be worse than any time in history, documented or undocumented, pursuing to Matthew, the 24th chapter, 21st verse, and Daniel 12, the first verse. Okay, but this is Jacob's trouble. This is that time period. Alas, is verse 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. Jacob's name was changed to Israel, right? So the true Israelites are going to be going through a great persecution physically that nobody has ever suffered. But immediately after Jacob's trouble is when the kingdom of heaven is established. Okay? Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. Even he shall be saved, but he shall be saved out of it, the elect of Jacob. All right, the election hath obtained it, as the scriptures say. All right? Which is what we're waiting on. But the elect are going to be sighing and crying for the abominations being done in the midst thereof, like it talks about in Ezekiel, the 9th chapter, and the 4th verse. That's one thing that the elect are all going to have in common. They're going to be completely grieved with this place, with the mentality of the people, the spirit that's on the people, the moral compass that's being pushed in the society. It's going to grieve them in the spirit, the same way Lot was grieved. The scriptures say Lot, that just man, was vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked every day. The Lord is angry with the wicked every day. We're going to be little versions of Yahweh Shem Yahushua in the earth, which means we're going to have similar temperaments to what he has. Right? So that's what's getting ready to play out. And there's parallels of what's getting ready to happen in our time all throughout the scriptures. Under Antiochus, professing the faith was illegal. What is the 2 Maccabees 6 and 6? It was illegal for a man to profess himself a Jew. Public worship ceased. Again, and another parallel to show that we're not going to be able to go out in public and work. That's what we're doing. We're on the highways. We're chanting this place down, warning the people, prophesying. That's a form of worship too. Public worship ceased when Antiochus came on the scene, man. And the righteous fled to the wilderness. The 2 Maccabees 5 and 27. So again, man, this thing has an expiration date on it. So get while the getting is hot. As the scriptures say, well, I'm paraphrasing. It says somewhere, with all that getting, get understanding. Yeah, man. Make no tearing to turn to the Lord, because things are heating up, just as the scriptures say. And it's going to get to a point to where you're not going to have this comfort anymore. It's going to have to be in you, and you're going to have to walk in it. So Abaratazah, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises once more to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, or HaHaKodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. I want to say shalom to all the brothers and, of course, a few sisters pursuing this truth in sincerity. May the blessing of election be upon your house. Shalom.